Hey guys, it's your brother in Christ, Weston. Thanks for joining me today. So today's article comes out of End Times Headlines. Let's get into it. Okay, um, I knew this was coming. Donald Trump issues grim World War III warning if Ukraine peace fails. Oh boy, let's read. It says a series of recent statements. President Donald Trump has raised alarms about potential for catastrophic global conflict, warning that failure to secure peace in Ukraine could lead to World War III. As the Russia-Ukraine war continues to destabilize the region, Trump's comments underscore his administration's focus on brokering a resolution while highlighting the dire consequences of the diplomatic failure. The article draws the multiple sources to explore Trump's latest remarks, context behind them, and the reaction they have sparked. On March 14th, 2025, the Daily Star reported Trump describing a potential World War III as a war like no other, emphasizing the unprecedented scale, sorry, just got done eating, and destruction it could bring. Speaking about the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, he suggested that the stakes are higher than ever, stating there could be a World War III very easily if peace efforts in Ukraine fail. Despite the grim outlook, Trump expressed confidence in his ability to negotiate the resolution, claiming he was in pretty good shape to strike a deal with Russian Vladimir Putin to end the war. The warning echoes earlier sentiments of Trump has voiced. According to Pulse Nigeria, on March 19, 2025, that was yesterday, he cautioned that if Putin rejects a ceasefire, the situation could spiral out of control, potentially dragging the world into a broader conflict. Trump's rhetoric frames the Ukraine war as a pivotal moment in global stability, with the failure to achieve peace serving as a tipping point for escalation. Trump's focus on averting a third world war is not new. As far back as March 2023, Al Jazeera reported him asserting during a CPAC speech that if elected, he could end the Russian-Ukraine war in one day and prevent World War III single-handedly. Now, as the president of 2025, his tone has shifted from campaign promises to urgent warnings, reflecting the evolving dynamics of the conflict and his administration's role in addressing it. Posts on X from earlier 2025, such as one from DD Geopolitics on February 24th, quote Trump saying, "If it is not solved, there will be a point at which it can't stop at those two." Ooh, that's that's a word. That's a staggering word, suggesting an inevitable escalation of peace remains elusive. When they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. Kind of feels I'm hearing something like that. Just something to think about. The Russian-Ukraine war now is in its third year, as March 2025 has seen fluctuating fortunes on the battlefield and increasing international involvement. Trump's comment come amid reports of strained U.S.-Russia relations and growing pressures on Ukraine to either negotiate or bolster its defense. A March 9th article, the Irish Star Online quoted Trump admitting Ukraine may not survive if the conflict persists without resolution, a chilling acknowledgement of the nation's precarious position. This statement has fueled debates about the sustainability of the Western support and its risks, this is important, of further escalation involving NATO or other global powers. Trump's warnings have elicited a range of responses. Supporters like ex-user Mr. White MAGA in a March 2nd post aligned with his call for peace, arguing that the continued U.S. involvement risks pulling the nation into unwanted war. Critics, however, question the feasibility of his approach. On X post, Beavis 2017 WA on March 19th sarcastically suggested that the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky should have acquiesced, something like that, to Trump's past political pressures to avoid the current crisis, reflecting skepticism and diplomatic strategy. Internationally, Trump's remarks have heightened attention on his administration's foreign policy. The Daily Star noted his optimism about negotiating with Putin, but analysts remain divided on whether such a deal is realistic given Russia's entrenched positions. Meanwhile, the specter of the World War III has reignited discussions about NATO's role and potential for miscalculation that could draw in additional nations. What a mouthful for 4 minutes. And yeah, so we've just been talking about this. I wanted to touch on it real quick as we go into this weekend, not to scare anybody or anything, but it's very real. Talking about how we will be involved because we are not only supporting them, but I don't understand if Russia gets Ukraine. Let's just say it happens. What does that do? Are there nuclear facilities there? Um, does the U.S. or some other nation have something there that they should not have that we're not talking about? Um, Outside of just helping the little man fight against the big man kind of situation, right? A bully, let's just say that. What is the legitimate reason other than Russia wanting to take back something because they believe it's theirs? That's it. It feels like other nations that are involved, aka NATO, it's like they have a stake in the game. And if it further continues, then it says all of NATO will be involved, even though it's not a NATO member. So it's our duty to protect them in some sense, but then it's our duty to pay for it as well. And to, I don't know, because at what cost? What's the cost of it all? And that's ultimately where I'm going to land at. What's the cost for US? What's the cost for the US citizens? What's the cost for any of it? Like, what, there's something to be earned, gained here and paid for. And I'm wondering what it is. And if the peace talks fail, then why are we going to be so involved? Not because we want to let a nation go down or be bullied by anybody. I get that, but we make it our business. And that's not like something that's not admirable, but there's something different in today's geopolitical realm of politics and presidents and whatnot, that there's corruption all over the place. So it makes me take a 10 step backwards kind of situation and go, let me just make sure I see the bigger picture. Oh, you're moving this way, you're moving this way, you're moving this way. Oh, I see why you want to, do this with Ukraine, because the way you're speaking, like you have some kind of tie, money situation or something nefarious going on. Oh, this nation or this prince or this leader or this king or this president or that president or whatever, right? That's what it screams to me, because the environment that we're dealing with in the highest offices of nations, and we're dealing with people. So I don't know, guys. We'll just have to see. Anyways, that's the video. If you like the video, be sure to like the video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.